talking about land grant. Yes. So first I'll start off with telling you a little bit about land grants. Land grant college or university is an institution that has been designed by its state legislature or Congress to receive the benefit of the Memorial Act of 1862 and 1890. The mission was to teach agriculture, military tech, and mechanical art, as well as classic studies, so that members of the working class could obtain a liberal practical education. We have a couple questions here, and we're going to see what's the pros and the cons and what they feel about each question. Our first question today is, do you feel that the land grants are good for our economy?
Yes, because the land grant helps the school build their foundation, and they don't have to worry about paying back the money that the government gives them as a land grant. And then after the school is built up, the school's going to be producing students that are qualified for high qualified jobs, and with those people it's going to build our economy, because with more people working, more jobs makes more money.
But is it really building up our economy if they having more workers? Aren't they gonna need more people? Like, they're gonna have more people to pay, so that's withdrawing more money.
That's a good point.
But if you have more jobs, like right now, as we're in this recession, it's because of the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate is dropping, and it's because of the lack of jobs. And once jobs build up, if nobody can fill those jobs, we're just going to be in the same situation. So when we have those jobs and we have people who are qualified to be in those jobs, it's going to be producing more money, especially if they're government-based jobs. It's going to be producing more money for the economy.
Well, during this, like the time of when they when they came up with land grants, it was like to further research on crops and our agriculture and how we can further our economy and get up to the modern day technology of other countries. But since we're already almost to that point and we're exceeding more countries than we did at this point, we can like start withdrawing some of this money that we give to land grants and start furthering more to these modern technologies that could further our trade and other agricultural views and points.
I see what you're saying. I just feel like it's good for the economy, because in the end, the schools are gonna, like, if they didn't have the land grant, then the school wouldn't be here in the first place. Like back in the day, that's what funded the school. And so with these land grants, it built the school. So it builds the schools, you teach the student graduates, gets in the workforce, makes more money. Yeah.
So basically you're trying to say the land grant is like a start in the profit of our land, of the community.
Yes.
Okay, that's understandable. Anything else you would like to say?
No, go ahead.
Alright, now moving on to our second question. Should a grant be transferred from one institution to another?
Yes, I feel a land grant should be able to be transferred from one institution to another. Because if that institution is not using it, then the person, the project director who moves schools is probably moving schools because he feels the other institution needs the money more so than the one he just left.
Okay.
And usually a school's gonna use money that the government gives them. They're not just gonna let it sitting there. So if you take that money from the school and give it to another school, you're disadvantaging that school. And not only are you disadvantaging the school, you're disadvantaging the professors and the students, because you're taking away something from them that they could have used to help further their education, help further their profession, and just giving it to somebody else just to do the same thing over again.
And plus, you have to be approved for grants. They're not just given, so you have to, like, basically it's like a interview in order for you to get the grant. Like, you have to come in with your reasonings or what you want to put the money towards and how can it be beneficial to them, because for them it's an investment, so they're not going to put their money nowhere where they know they're not going to make money.
Yeah. When we move schools, and they have to go through application process to see if they're actually going to use it and if they need it. But if they don't need it, then it's going to go right back to the school. They're going to try and take it from them.
Well, I guess it could be like not to give the whole thing, but to give it half, so they could have a start of beginning, since they just move in, it might take time for them to get their own land grant.
Get a
So
fresh start.
yeah, so just give them a little, but not to say the whole thing, because then that's holding the other school back.
Yeah.
So that can wait. Okay. And for our last question of today, do you feel that the government is wasting fund on land grant colleges?
Oh, because the government gives the land grant, and when they do that, they're giving it as an investment, knowing that they're gonna get something big in return. Like, it's gonna be greater for them, because when they invest the money, the schools are gonna be researching agriculture, different sciences, and the results that come out of those out of that research is gonna
Be beneficial for them.
exactly.
Well, I feel the government is wasting their funding because not all the schools are using it, want to use it for agricultural research, and they could use the money for like different researches, such as disease research or other things.
But they have different grants for that though.
Yeah, because like this grant, I feel like it's specifically for agriculture research and different like natural sciences. So they would use the money for that specific research, which I feel that we need research in, and we need results to, I guess, build better our economy one day, better our government, and the way it works when it comes to trade.
Okay, well, just to throw in there, like the amount of money that is given for land grant, do you think maybe they could reduce it and use, like, share the money for resource purposes, like to find the different treatments and stuff that from the different sickness that's going on nowadays?
I think it's at a perfect amount. I don't think they're giving too much. I don't think they're giving too less. I feel like the amount that they use is just enough for what they need to do the research in order to like get the proper results that they need. Because no matter what, they're gonna need to do research, and if the government doesn't give them the money, they're gonna have to find the money another way. But why not just do the land grant? Why not just accept it? And it's not wasting money because it's gonna benefit in some way. They're not just using it for anything.
We learned a lot about land grants, and we got the pros and the cons, which they make sense. The both sides actually made sense, but we would like to know. So from what you heard today, we would like to know, what do you think? Do you agree with land grant or are you against?
Do it. I do it. Do